Acts chapter 22. Men, brothers, and fathers, hear now concerning my present vindication to you. But hearing that he lifted up the voice to them in the Hebrew dialect, they let him have much more quietness. And he explained, I am a man, a Jew, having been become in Tarsus of Cilicia, but having been upnourished in this same city, besides the feet of Gamaliel, having been chastised according to the preciseness of the paternal law, below origin beginning as a zealot of God, so as you, yea, you all today. I, who persecuted this way until death, putting in bonds and giving over into jails both men besides also women, as also the archpriest testified to me and all the precedership, from beside whom also having received epistles to the brothers, I then went into Damascus with the intention to lead even those being there, as ones having been bound in Jerusalem, so that they might be punished. But it became to me, going and coming near the city of Damascus, about noon, out unawares, light flashed around me out of heaven, adequately, much round about me. Besides, I fell to the ground surface and heard a voice saying to me, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? But I answered and said, Who are you, Lord? Besides, he said to me, I am Jesus the Nazarene, whom you, yea, you persecute. But those being together with me that abides, the light was beheld, but they did not hear the voice of the one speaking to me. But I said, What shall I do, Lord? But the Lord said to me, Rise, go into Damascus, and there it will be spoken to you concerning all which has been ordered for you to do. But as I could not see because of the glory of that same light, being led by the hand with those being together with me, I came into Damascus. But Ananias, a well-taking man according to the law, being well testified by all the Jews down dwelling there, came to me, and having taken stand on, he said to me, Brother Saul, be capable of uplooking. And I, in the same hour, I became capable of uplooking toward him. But he said, The God of our fathers has grip in regards to you, that you know his will and perceive the righteous one, and hear the voice of his mouth, that you will be a witness for him to all human of all what you have seen and heard. And now, what are you about to do? Rise, baptize yourself, and bathe yourself off your phalanxes, calling on his name. But it became to me at my returning below into Jerusalem, and while I was praying in the consecrated site, I came to be in an ecstasy, and I perceived him, the one saying to me, Hurry, and come out in quickness out of Jerusalem, because they will not receive your testimony concerning me. And I said, Lord, they themselves stand on this knowledge that I was one taking into custody and beating those at the synagogues, faithing on you. And when the blood of your witness Stephen was poured out, I myself also was one having taken stand on, and one giving assent, and keeping the raiments of those eliminating up him. And he said to me, Go, since I will dispatch you far away into the nations. But they heard from his part this word, and then lifted up their voice, saying, Lift away from the earthland such a one, for it is not proper for him to live. But as they made a crying, and flung away the raiments, and cast dust into the air, the Chiliarch commanded him to be led into the castle, saying that the latter be interrogated by scourgings, so that he might know for which cause they thus lifted up the voice to him. But as they stretched him with the straps, Paul said to his hecatontarch, having taken stand, If whether it is allowed for you to let scourge a Roman, and uncondemned. But having come, the Chiliarch said to him, Tell me, you are a Roman? But he explained, Yes. But the Chiliarch answered, I acquired this citizenship through a great sum. But Paul explained, But I am also become so. Hence straightway those being about to interrogate up him stood off from him. Also the Chiliarch was made to fear, having unknown that the latter is a Roman, and that he was the one having bound him. But the other day thereupon, determining to know the surety wherefore he was accused under the authority by the Jews, he loosened him from the fetters, and commanded the archpriests and all the Sanhedrin to come together. And having downled Paul, he established him into their midst.